Lesson 5, An Act of Kindness. What do you mean by kindness? Kindness means being good and helpful to any person when they are in need. And if we help anyone, we get rewards in return. Okay, if you help your friend, you also get a help from your friend someday. Okay. Kindness always brings rewards. Children, you must understand that by showing kindness to others or being kind to others, it shows love to that person. Okay. Children, I am going to ask you one question that have you shown an act of kindness to any person during few days? An act of kindness means goodness. Okay? And it is a saying that it is always better to be good than to be great or big. Kindness is superior to and it always serves humanity, or you can say it serves to be a good human being. It means that whenever someone is in need, we must be helpful to others. Okay? We can show kindness to a person who is sick by helping him. We must give help to a person who is not feeling well and help him whenever he needs our help. Okay? We can show our kindness in many ways. We can help a person who is handicapped and help him, or who is an old person and help him. We can show a help to our elders. We can show to help or kindness to elders or our parents by listening to them or obeying them or helping them. Okay, children? In the same way, we can show our kindness to our environment also. Okay? We can save our earth by planting more trees, by not polluting it, or keeping our environment neat and clean. Okay, children? And we can show a kindness to animals also. Okay? By taking care of them or helping them by giving food or water to them or providing shelter to them. Okay? Now, today we are going to discuss the story of the talking fish. But before that, we are going to see the moral of the lesson. An act of kindness always brings rewards. Means whenever if you show kindness to anyone or show any help when they are in need, or save anyone, or to be good to others, then you are also in return rewarded. Okay? And you must understand that you must be kind in your life too. Okay? Now, before moving to our story, the talking fish, let me ask you one question to you, that how are animals useful to us? Animals are useful to us in many ways. They are used to give us many useful things, like cows and buffaloes give us milk. Even goat give us milk. Hens and chicken gives us meat, or fish also gives us meat, which we use for birds like pigeons were used in the olden days for carrying the messages. And many animals are useful to us by giving their many useful products like silkworm gives us silk, even sheep gives us wool, which are used for wearing clothes. Okay. Now we must save animals also. Okay. And even we must take care of them. And in the same way, we must take care of plants also. Okay. We must water the plants. We must plant more trees or try to grow more and more trees in our environment. Okay. And now let us begin to read our story. But before reading our story, we will solve the question given in this book of Value Education, lesson number 5, an act of kindness. Let us solve the question first. Okay. You are late for the bus and are hurrying to the bus stop. You see a blind man trying to cross the road. What do? First option given is you are late, so you don't stop. Second option is the blind man may get injured, so you help him to cross. Which option is correct here? Yes, the blind man may get injured, so help him to cross. Okay, that option is correct. So you also tick in your textbook. Now let us begin to read our story. Read the story about a fisherman who saves the life of a fish. What does the fish give in return? Find out. Now, here also children, we are going to discuss that story, the talking fish, in which there is a fisherman who saves the life of a fish. Then what will that fish give that man in return? Okay, we will see in this story. The title of the story is The Talking Fish. Once there was a poor fisherman. The money he earned from selling the fish just managed to keep him and his wife alive. One day, the fisherman caught a very pretty yellow and blue fish. He was just going to keep it in his basket when the fish spoke. Brother, please put me back in the water. If you do, I will never forget your kindness. If you don't, I will die soon. The fisherman was so surprised that a fish could talk that he put it back in the water. The fish thanked him and joyfully swam away. Now, what have we seen in this story? We have seen that there was a poor fisherman and he used to earn money for his family by selling the fish. Okay, and his wife and he was alive on that money which they used to get by the selling of fish. And one day this fisherman caught a fish, but he was amazed that it was talking. And what was the color of the fish? The color of the fish was yellow and blue. And what did the fish speak to the fisherman? The fish in the water. If you do, I will not forget your kindness. And if you don't put me back in the water, I will die soon. That fish is saying to the fisherman. He then put the fish back to the water and saved the life of that fish. Then the fish also thanked him. Okay, and joyfully it went away in the water. Okay. Now let's read further, children. Returning home empty-handed, that day he met a man with a cow. The man asked him why he was looking so sad. The fisherman told him that he and his wife were very poor and had nothing to eat. The man told him that he would give them his cow and they could live happily on the money the cow's milk would fetch. In return, they would have to answer. Come to the next page, children. 3 questions at the end of the years. If he was not able to answer the questions, he would make them his slaves. The fisherman agreed. Now what has happened here in the story, children? When the fisherman returns his home empty-handed, then he meets a man with a cow and he says that you take my cow from me and you can use that cow for getting milk and you can sell that milk for money. Okay. Now when the man with the cow gives him the cow, then he tells him that in return the fisherman has to answer him any 3 questions which he will ask after 3 years. And if he was not able to answer to these questions, then he will become his slave. The fisherman also agrees to this deal. Okay. Now let's see what happens in the story further. So let's read it further, children. 3 years went by happily. The fisherman and his wife did not lack any money, but too soon the day came when the man had said he would come. The fisherman and his wife were very worried. They knew they would not be able to answer the questions. Suddenly, there was a loud knock at the door. The fisherman opened it to find a handsome young man standing there. May I rest here for some time? He asked. The couple agreed. Now, what we have read here, children? We have read here that 3 years went happily. Okay, and the fisherman and his wife were happy with that cow. They did not feel that there was lack of money in their house. Lack means shortage. The day came when the man who has given them the cow has or will arrive to their house. Okay, and they were feeling worried that what will happen if they would not be able to answer to their questions. Okay, now what happened that day? That suddenly on the house there was a loud knock at the door and there came a young man to their house. Okay, and he asked him that may I rest for some time in your house? Then the husband and wife agreed that he will come and rest in their house. At the appointed time, the strange man knocked at the door. The time has come to answer my questions, he thundered. The young man signaled to the fisherman and his wife to be quiet. He said, "Ask and I will answer." The man asked three very difficult questions. The youth replied all of them correctly and saved the fisherman and his wife. The next morning, when he was leaving, the fisherman asked him, "Who are you, young man?" The youth replied, "I am the magic fish you had saved. I knew the man was a crook and I had come to help you." Saying this, he vanished. Now, what has happened in the story, children? At the appointed time, the strange man who had given the cow to the fisherman has appeared near his house and knocked at the door, and he is saying to that fisherman that the time has come to ask me you those three questions. Okay. The young man signaled the fisherman. Signal means showing some signs that, or showing some gestures to the fisherman. Okay, the young man signaled or showed some gestures to the fisherman that you should be quiet now. Okay. Then he said, "Ask and I will answer." What does the young man says? That you ask me the questions, okay, and I will answer these. Okay. The man asked three very difficult questions. The strange man asked them were three difficult questions here. Okay, and the young handsome man answered these questions to that strange man. Okay, and all the answers were correct and saved the fisherman and wife of being what, children? Of being the slave to the strange man. Okay. The next morning, when the young man was leaving their house, the fisherman asked him that, "Who are you, young man?" The youth replies that, "I am that magic fish whom you had saved. I knew the man was a crook. Unkind man is called as crook. And I had came to help you." Means the fish has taken an appearance of the young man. Okay, and came there to answer the questions what the strange man was going to ask the fisherman, and he had given the answers correctly on that day and saved the life of the fisherman and his wife, and he had helped him. He had helped them on that day. And after some time, this young man gets vanished. Vanished means gets disappeared. Okay, children? Now, what do you understand by this story, children? I understood that by showing kindness or being good on when a person is in need is very useful, because kindness helps a man very much, and if we show kindness you will get the reward after some time. So you must also learn in your life to show kindness to the persons or to anyone or anything when they are in need, and don't take a back. Okay, and the opposite of kindness is evil or being unkind. So you should never be unkind to others. You must learn to be kind in your life. Okay, and now here we have come to the end of our session. Thank you.